Jamie Ann Espinosa.
Danica Andrea Ardoverte.
In this video, we will be able to gain essential knowledge about the two provinces in Luzon, Philippines, namely Rizal and Sorsogon. History of the Rizal Province. Back in the days, the inhabitants of Rizal Province enjoyed the seashore of Manila Bay on its western fringes and the eastern border of the lakeshore of Laguna de Bay. During the pre-Spanish times, Ra Suleiman ruled the settlements along the lakeshore of Laguna de Bay and the southern banks of Pasig River. Later on, Miguel Lopez de Legazpi arrived and defeated Ra's forces, making his nephew, Captain Juan de Salcedo, pacify and conquer the towns in the southern district of Luzon in 1571, which were then organized into municipal units of the Central Spanish government in Manila. After that, the missionaries of Spain arrived, the Franciscan and Jesuit. They built churches to spread Christianity and Spanish culture. During the Spanish era, the area of Rizal used to be the provinces of Tondo and La Laguna. However, even before the Spaniards set foot into the islands, few of its towns like Pasig, Parañaque, Cainta, and Taytay were already thriving Tagalog communities. And prior to the birth of Rizal Province, the succession of religious orders had taken jurisdiction over these communities. In 1853, Distrito Político Militar de los Montes de San Mateo was the name given to the towns of Morong, Pililla, Tanay, Baras, Binangonan, Hala-Hala, Angono, Antipolo, Boso-Boso, Cainta, and Taytay that were went from the province of Tondo. After 4 years, it was then changed into Distrito Militar de Morong. After several years, the new colonial rulers initiated a discussion on whether to unite the province of Manila to Morong Province. On June 5, 1901, a historic meeting was held in the Pasig Catholic Church where 221 delegates attended to discuss about that matter. Dr. Trinidad H. Pardo de Tavera, a federal party, attended in that meeting and was the one who suggested to unite both Manila and Morong into one province and name it Rizal in honor of our national hero, Dr. Jose P. Rizal. The next one is their religion. Majority of the population of Rizal Province practice Roman Catholicism, and given its history, many towns of the province have centuries-old Spanish churches. The notable church in the province is the Antipolo Cathedral, located in Antipolo City. Other churches and cathedrals include
Angono is a municipality in the province of Rizal and is part of the Calabarzon region, Calamba, Laguna, and Batangas. The word Angono came from the word Angnuno, meaning unowned land on top of soil. It was first created as a pueblo, then it became a municipality in 1935.
Angono is described as the art capital of the Philippines. There are people from Angono who have artistry in their blood by means of music and painting. There are also a number of art galleries in this municipality that some artists and tourists alike visit and admire. They have the Blanco Family Museum, Tiamson Art Gallery, and the Miranda Art House and Gallery, just to name a few. Here are some traditions celebrated by the people of Angono during Holy Week. Every Palm Sunday, Parishioners, priests, and laymen of Angono reenact the entry of Jesus to Jerusalem with the use of palaspas or palm leaves. One more example is Latag Banig. It is when men spread mats while women spread linen on the mats on the street where the procession will pass. This tradition is based on the Bible, when Jesus entered Jerusalem and the people laid their robes and mats for him to pass through, as well as palm leaves, which they waved to welcome him. They also have the Cenaculo, or the reenact of Jesus' suffering, death, and resurrection. The performance is done every night during the week at the plaza. Even before Antipolo emerged as a must-visit foodie destination, the city was already known for its variety of local delicacies. Suman is probably the best known and most beloved, or maybe just a personal favorite, but other yummy treats include kasoy and calamay. One of the best dining spots in Antipolo is Crescent Moon Cafe and Pottery Studio, a restaurant and an artist haven serving delicious Southeast Asian cuisine in a pretty garden setting. More importantly, for souvenir seekers, Lanel Abueva Fernando, the owner and renowned artist, has a pottery studio there. The centuries-old Antipolo Cathedral is a famous pilgrimage site, so it's not surprising that there are plenty of religious items on sale near the church. As the art capital of the Philippines, Angono is an alluring Rizal destination for any traveler who appreciates art and culture. This colorful town is also home to the Gigantes Festival, a lively celebration characterized by vibrant papier-mâché gigantes as tall as 12 to 15 feet, parading down to the streets.
The last one is the festivals. Gigantes Festival is a secular celebration initiated by the municipality of Angono to express gratitude to its patron Saint Clement, in which the Parade of Giants is held on Sunday before the town feast on November 23. Based on Angono folklore, the Gigante was used as a symbol of agrarian protest during the waning years of Spanish colonization, when Angono was a hacienda. Maytime Festival is an annual activity that aims to promote the rich culture and tradition of the Antipoleños to the whole world, as well as to establish camaraderie among the community and the city government. Binangonan, as a nestle of lake and bamboo, introduces to the world its Binangonan Salawa at Kawayan, or Binalayan Festival, which mirrored its various historic, pulsating, and highly entertaining celebration, which showcases bamboo products and other marine merchandises exclusively made at the leading edge of Binangonan's culture and economy.
Sorsogon is a province in the Philippines, situated in the Bicol region, occupying the southeastern peninsula of Luzon, and the outlying island province of Masbate and Catanduanes. Its capital is the city of Sorsogon. The history of Sorsogon begins in 1570 when the two friars Alonso Jimenez and Juan Orta accompany Captain Luis Enriquez de Guzman. They reached Hibalong, a fishing village near the mouth of Hinangra River. Spreading Christianity, they planted the cross and erected the first chapel in Luzon, where the first Mass in Luzon Island took place. It was from this village that Hibalong, referring to the whole region, came to be. Moving inland without northwesterly direction, they crossed first the town of Pilar before reaching Camalig Albay. As these Spaniards searched exploration of the land, they came to a river and asked a native what is the name of the place. Because of the unfamiliar language, and thinking that they were asking for the settlement, the native answered Sorsogon, pointing to the direction of river. Sorsogon meaning to trace the river upstream. Sorsogon from the root word sosog, which means crossing a river, lake, or canal. The strangers corrupted the word and wrote the name Sorsogon, referring to the area which was situated between Kapuy and Bulabog, originally called Dumanawag and now Binanwahan. It was on October 17, 1984, when the province was separated from Albay and adopted the name Sorsogon. The province of Sorsogon, with a total area of 2,119 square kilometers, it has an irregular topography and composed of 14 municipalities and one capital city, namely Donso, Pilar, Castilla, Prieto Diaz, Gubat, Casiguran, Hubad, Magallanes, Barcelona, Bulusan, Santa Magdalena, Matnog, Bulan, Irosin, and Sorsogon City. All the towns are waterfront except the town of Irosin. Mountains sprawl over the northeast, southeast, and west portions mountainside. Mount Bulusan, the highest peak, 5,135 feet above sea level. It's simply its overland link with the province of Albay to the north. It is completely surrounded by water. It is bordered on the east by the Philippine Sea, south by the San Bernardino, straight into west, and northwest by the Ticao Pass and Burias Pass. The Sorsogon Bay in the central portion of the province. Sorsogon is the gateway to the south through its roll-on and roll-off ferries with three major seaports. Although relatively young, the city boasts of a colorful history that goes back to the pre-Hispanic times, when Mara pirates frequently trespassed its territorial waters. With the coming of the Spanish colonizers in the 1600s, Bacon was organized into a visita of the town of Casiguran, one of the oldest settlements in Luzon. The municipality of Sorsogon, whose original site was in Sitio Pokdol in Capoy, was in turn a visita of Bacon as its population increased. However, Sorsogon was declared an independent, full-fledged parish in 1628. The Pueblo Civil de Bacon was established in 1754, with Juan Elias as its first governor Dorsilio. Sorsogon, on the other hand, became an independent political unit in 1864, from their organization as visitas and eventually as independent pueblos. Both Bacon and Sorsogon remained under the territorial jurisdiction of the province of Albay. On October 17, 1894, the Spanish authorities organized a geographical unit independent from Albay, with the town of Sorsogon as its seat of government. The new province adopted the name of the town and has since been known as the province of Sorsogon. In general, most of the people practice Roman Catholicism in the province of Sorsogon. In history, the Spanish conquistadors gave Sorsogon its first encounter with Christianity. This was in the year 1569 when Fray Alonso Jimenez, chaplain of the expedition under Luis Enriquez de Guzman, celebrated the first Mass upon landing on the coast of Sitio Gibalon, Barangay Suton, in the town of Magallanes. Christianity, however, was formally established in Sorsogon with the planting of the cross on the shores of Casiguran town in 1600 by the Franciscan friars. This was a prelude to the erection of the first church building dedicated to the Holy Rosary, is still revered at present as the patroness of Casiguran From there, the Franciscan missionaries devotedly spread the faith to the other towns in Bacon 1617, Bulusan 1630, and Donsol 1668. The other 12 towns followed suit in the course of time.
Sorsogon's culture. In Sorsogon, the Pamalay, Pantomina, and Tagsikan are some examples of still practiced traditional customs. People have deep convictions about God, the soul, and life after death. Related to this, there are annual rituals like the Pabasa, Tanggal, Fiestas, and Flores de Mayo. Women in Gubat are gradually rediscovering an ancient family tradition, hand-weaving abaca into slippers. Dad in this small community used to cut abaca and strip them into fibers back then. Then women would collaborate with their kids to produce abaca slippers which would they then sell.
Sorsogon delicacies. Sorsogon is primarily an agricultural province where rice is the major temporary crop, while coconut and pili remains the major permanent crop. Other major temporary crops are corns and bananas. The province has an agricultural land area of 126,594. Here are the lists of the traditional products in Sorsogon City. Festival. Most of the inhabitants of the province belong to the ethno-linguistic Bicolano and Bisoko groups. There are mostly Roman Catholics and are active in festivities celebrated throughout the year. In Sorsogon City, locals celebrated the fiesta of the patron Saint Peter and Paul every June 28 and 29 of the year. In Gubat, Sorsogon, the Feast of Gubat is celebrated every 13th of the June.